I'll be right back.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode. Hold on. I think I have video or audio on, so I think I'm getting. No, I'm not. Okay. Well, where am I getting the other audio from? Okay.
The
I think that's
basement.
better. I think it was double talking, so I think I fixed it. Anyway, welcome back to the Evergiven, where we're gonna do some shenanigans and not in space anymore. They're actually on the planet Ishgard. Well, what will be Ishgard? Because they're 3,000 years stuck in the past. Eh. Yeah. So last episode, some shenanigans happened. And Jade is doing her intro on her channel. So I know you lost your notes from Rambe,
I did.
but do you remember what happened?
In good detail, probably not. I know that. Oh God. Okay. We started. Did we start on the continent after the door, or
No,
no? Okay.
you were still with Ladem at the very beginning.
Okay.
Okay, since you don't remember,
Where?
maybe
God damn it!
Jade remembers what we did in the
This
last episode.
notes is pissing me off. Oh my goodness. Let me grab my notes. All right. So, last episode, we started out in the library with Ladem, um, who hands a book about Asmathu to Dana. Uh, you know, that may or may not be of importance. Less important stuff, less important stuff. I know that for my character, for Zerai, she finished her little I guess you could say ritual with Ladem, and she regained all of her memories, which was very traumatic for her. It may or may not have affected her in some way or in some way, shape, or form. After that, when she woke up from the spell or the state of sleep that she was put into, uh, Ladem continued to do the spell to quote unquote send us back home. And I'm putting that in quotes because that was the intention, but that's not what happened. He fucked up the spell, and now we are sent 3,000 years in the past. When we arrived on a hill. Is it a hill?
It
It
was a
was a
large.
hill.
Yes, it was a hill.
And it had like these stones carving archway type architectures with runes on it. It was really pretty. There was a door on the ground. The door opened while we were talking, and out popped a dragonborn that introduced himself as Kaladim.
That's correct.
So, where am I? There we go. So he invites us back to his place for dinner, and he lives in a small village where everybody is working harmoniously, including like goblins, orcs, just things that you wouldn't expect to get along. Um, and while we were there, we learned that he is looking for a book. He didn't. I don't think he mentioned which book he is looking for. Hold on. He's looking for a fabled book to unlock the mysteries of the universe written by the first gods. Um, and he says he wants knowledge to make the world a better place. And we were getting ready to head out, but I can't remember the destination because I forgot to write that down.
You're going to the one of the largest cities in the world, and it is on the. You would forget to write that down because I have it all, but hold on. I will give you that information. Do 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 do.
Oh, Talia.
Antalya, yes.
I did write it down. It's just my handwriting is kind of sloppy at the bottom of the page. Also important, and the most important thing is we still have 2 advantage rolls that have carried over from last session.
You do. You each do. So do I, though. And just an FYI, that can't happen again because I went and fixed that. So now there's a 10-minute cooldown on a timer for a maximum of 3 times per person can give you guys that. So darn. Shuck, darn.
So, where we left off is we boarded the ship. Kaladin paid for our passage because we don't really have any money to speak of. And that is where we left off.
Yeah, you guys are currently on. You were currently on the airship. Um, so you guys are on your way. And you are currently traveling over another continent. The largest one of the largest continents. On the planet. And you all, is there anything you want to do while you're on this trip? Or are you just sightseeing? Are you just gazing out over the land? Um, None of you
Are
have
you
ever been here
airsick?
before. No, the air actually, because it's an airship. There's almost no turbulence. It's like straight. It's magic. There's almost no turbulence.
Uh,
um,
I'm just looking over the edge at the ground and watching, just kind of sightseeing.
I would also be doing the same. I would be observing.
think I would be
I would also
delving.
have like my note. I would also have my notebook in my hand with my quill, and I'd be taking notes of what I see.
As a bunny goes down on the ground, you see a bunny go flying. Skipping across the ground,
Can I use speak to
bouncing
animals with it?
across. It's way too far away.
Ah,
It must have been a large bunny from being way up there.
damn.
I bet it would provide a lot of meat.
Um,
I'm gonna delve into the history of Asmathu again.
okay, you're gonna start. You're gonna read some more in the book that they gave you now that you're here.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. Okay. So you start reading. There's lots of history. And it is basically the book goes back a couple like 1,000 years or so. Kind of a small running history. It's not a whole lot of details. It kind of gives brief overviews of places. Not super detailed. Like it gives you some like locations and how population changed over time. A little bit of politics, what the politics were like, every couple 100 years. Nothing spectacular until the last 75 years or so. There's a very large chapter on the last 75 years or so from when it was written. But you're not sure when it was written. And as you continue to read that, and we'll come back to that at some point. What are you doing, Elodia?
Uh, looking around, I guess.
Just watching over the side. What about you, Louis?
Uh, the airship big enough to looks like that it might have a food cart or a food area.
There are actually the ship is kind of big enough that there are actually like 2 small galleys.
Say if you just say you weren't eating, I'd be very amazed.
Well, I mean, there's a mention of a big bunny that you could eat, and I'm like, I've got 2 different ways
Son
that
of
I
a
could glide
bitch.
to the floor and be perfectly fine.
Oh, what happened, Jade?
Oh,
My program glitched. Hold on.
No, no, the green screen.
Jade went green with envy.
Oh, I was gonna say Jade is Brat now.
Jade was a little tiny sheepy.
Is there a sheep or a
Oh,
llama?
Oh wait, oh
Oh,
oh
hey.
wait, no, it's a
I
background
don't
element.
think we're allowed to see that camera angle.
Nope, that's the paid access.
but she's in front of a sheepy.
The
I don't know.
cheapest scenes and things.
Um, but there's yeah, there's two small galleys. And it is you do have to it is it is like an a la carte type place. Like so customers come up and pay as they're being transported wherever in the world. Um, and so you're just sitting there eating.
Yes.
Okay. It is a little bit of a travel. It is like 2 or 3 days travel. About
What is
halfway
going
through the very
on?
first day. I don't know, Jade. I don't know what you did to your computer.
No, my. Oh, wait. Here we go. All right. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Yay. Um, so about halfway through the first day, you get over the other continent because you had traveled over water for a little while. You had seen a couple islands off in the distance to the north. Um, you continued over, and all of a sudden, you came across land as you start to go across this huge, vast land. Um, and you see some mountains off in the distance, and you're kind of going through a very plains area, but there are mountains off to the north and south. And you slowly start to make your descent, and they announce that they're stopping at one of the ports for a to pick up and drop off passengers because they do this a couple times throughout the whole trip, kind of like a bus or a train in this case. It's just flying boats. Um, as the boat comes in, a couple people you see a couple people get on, and you see a a gem dragonborn. She is uh almost like a ruby red, and you notice that she has a huge scar down one side, a fairly large scar on one side of her face. As she gets on, she kind of looks around and she sees Kaladin. And Kaladin looks over and sees her, kind of wide-eyed, and she immediately rushes up and they give each other a huge hug as they talk in hushed whispers across the deck. And a few
And
moments later, the airship lifts off again.
do I notice
I'm
this?
just in awe at her beauty.
She's absolutely gorgeous. Gem dragons. Gem dragons are not very, not they're very rare. They're more rare than chromatic or metallic. What were we
Do I
gonna do?
notice this?
Sorry, what were we gonna say?
Do I notice this?
Yes, you easily notice it. It's pretty noticeable.
Can I cast a surface level detect thoughts?
You can. Who are you casting it on? Her or him?
Well, it casts on myself.
You cast it on yourself, and then you can detect others' thoughts.
Yeah, it's anyone within 30 feet, I believe.
And they still have a save.
They have a
Correct?
save if I attempt to go deeper.
Okay. Um,
Would would anybody have to roll to see? I mean, I think I'm too far away. Do they have to roll to see if they notice it, or are you trying to hide it or anything? Because,
Yeah, I
other.
would try to hide it.
Okay, so roll a. I'm gonna have you roll a sleight of hand because I believe it's a somatic.
It does have a somatic component. Okay.
Where the hell did my? Oh, there they are. Couldn't find my dice bag for a moment.
Can I use one of my advantages on that?
Yeah, yep, for sure.
Not allowed.
You'll be down
No,
by one though.
That's worse. That's worse.
All right, so
Oh,
you're
no.
staying with. So you got your 13. Would anyone else like to use their some inspir? Well, you have two of them, so you can use the other one to
Oh, I
re-roll it
can?
again. Yeah,
So would I just re-roll the
roll it
check
one more time.
entirely, or
Yep,
Can
or
I
just roll
use
one check again.
inspiration? Can I use inspiration to help instead of him? Okay, never mind.
You got the
First
exact same roll again. Well, let's see if they notice. His and hers. You notice as he doesn't seem to notice because he is, but she, as she hugs, she kind of puts her head on his shoulder and looks right over as you cast the spell. She kind of
Good
looks
job.
at you quizzically.
but she doesn't know what I'm doing necessarily. She just recognizes that I'm casting a spell.
And has no idea what you're doing because, yeah, she does not. No idea what you're doing. You were just saying something and moving your hands. So as your spell goes off, you detect longing and overwhelming love from both of them. They briefly embrace as the airship begins to take off into the air. They kiss and they walk off to one of the sides to the corner.
And then
What would you like to do?
I mumble myself. Damn it.
You what?
I mumble to myself. Damn it.
Let me get
Well, you don't know that only Dana knows how they feel.
Yeah, but they
Let-
kissed.
They did kiss.
Oh,
So that's why I said, damn it.
You never know.
Hey, they may be up for they may be poly.
They might be up for a menage a trois.
It's not a good idea to assume. I
Yeah,
need to break
probably
that.
not.
Anyway.
Because you know what they say about assuming.
Makes an ass
Always
of
leads to a
you.
good thing.
So they are talked in hushed tones. You see him pull out a piece of paper and he's showing her some things on it. He rolls it back up, hands it to her, and they continue to they're continuing a conversation in hushed tones, kind of away from everybody else, so nobody can hear what they're saying, unless you try. And it would be kind of obvious if you were trying, but you could possibly try.
They're saying running in between them is a bad idea. Got it.
I mean, they are literally next to each other, so going up in between them would probably be a bad idea. Yes.
Be a little bit noticeable.
Just a little bit. Just a tad bit.
About
I'm still just.
about 15 to 20 minutes goes by of them talking in the corner, and finally he like gestures over to all of you, and she nods and she kind of looks you all over, and he he gestures her forward, and as he walks up, hello, my friends. So I would like to introduce you to Jasmine, my mate.
What was the name?
Said Jazz?
Jasmine.
Jasmine?
Yes.
I
Okay.
fucking knew it.
Was that in character?
It's
In
lovely to meet you.
character.
I was not sure she would be along for this trip, but I'm glad she joined us.
So Zerai will step forward and reach her hand out to Jasmine and introduce herself. Captain Zerai, nice to meet you.
Captain, as she kind of bows her head just slightly to you, and she looks at you, Louis, and she does a deep curtsy. My lord.
Kind of like he's like eating with one hand and food in the other. He's kind of like
Louis
puts the
stuffing
food
his
he's biting
face.
down and gives her like what kind of food did they have? Is it shareable?
You're basically eating like maybe like some chicken.
Chimkin?
Chicken. Not chinkin.
Chimkin.
What the hell's chinkin?
Chimkin.
Like a bucket of chicken?
Chimkin.
Or-
Chicken. Chicken, you know.
I like the chinkin though. That sounds way
Chinkin.
more entertaining.
Is it-
You're eating some
nuggets.
coctrice.
Okay, there
Yeah.
we go.
If
I'm
it's
just gonna leave
shareable,
that one
I'll offer her a
alone.
piece.
Just gonna leave it alone. Just gonna leave it alone.
I was like, "Where's the joke in that one?" And I'm like, "Oh wait, the joke is right there. I just can't."
Literally in the word. A cockatrice. And let me get this. Edit notes. Okay. And she looks at you as you are eating, and she just kind of curtsies a moment. She straightens back up, and you all are.
I'm gonna look at her, tip my hat, like Victor, ma'am.
We are the royal entourage to the young prince.
Yes, I was told as much. You are on a journey of sorts.
You could say that.
I am very curious about many things in the world. Would you mind at some point telling me about your journeys?
Of course.
Does not have to
Love-
be now, obviously. But I am always curious about, where people have gone and just who they are in general. A traveler myself, so.
Zerai just kind of grins and was like, I've been to many, many places also. I would definitely love to share stories at some point.
Kaladim. Well, dear, we must retire for a bit. If you don't mind, friends, we will be back later.
He's going to get his groove on. That's what he's going to do.
Maybe something other.
he
That lucky
maybe
bastard.
She'll look down and be like,
he's got
"Have a
his
good
own
time."
private stateroom under the deck.
I mean,
If
he
we
does.
hear roaring,
What do I get from detect thoughts?
Bow chicka bow wow.
No, you do not get that. Actually, you get almost an impatience from him, and almost a thirst for knowledge.
Okay.
And from her, you get a
Blind list.
no. You get a like she knows something she needs to discuss. Something like when you have like a secret you need to tell somebody, but you don't want to tell it in everybody can hear it. And so they may be looking for a private moment to discuss whatever it is.
So I think as soon as they're not looking, I would try to like send a message to everyone saying like we should probably find a way to overhear what they discuss quietly.
You all you have to do it individually to each of them, as he kind of Kaladim looks at you, Louis, and says, "Your Highness, so we will take our leave. We will be back."
Don't get caught as they're walking away.
You see him Kaladim kind of roll his eyes
Have a
and
good
as he
time.
turns
Wow,
as he
wow.
turns around and they walk hand in hand back towards the ladder that goes down into underneath the deck.
I think that spying on somebody would be would be something that our rogue should be able to handle. No.
I think so.
Theoretically.
Yeah, so
as your rogue gets really wide eyed. Wait, me? Is that me? I don't know. What are you
Well, what
talking
kind
about?
of rogue are they? Are they
I
a
don't know
special
who
rogue?
you're talking about.
I
Are
kind of
they-
look at her like, yeah, we talking about you.
I mean, I'm kind of stealthy.
Kinda.
You would get caught
Excuse
eating
me.
stuff.
So who would like to go downstairs and follow them?
I vote for
I
the
guess
rogue.
I will.
All right, I need a stealth check from you.
1.
Stills. Close.
Oh,
It was a 9.
You can re-roll it because you do have 2 advantages.
Oh, good. Did it not do? Because it is my.
Yeah, it's not rolling over to roll 20 for some reason. But
Okay. I was going to make sure it wasn't mine messing up.
that's because I don't think she's not in roll 20.
Oh. I knew I forgot to do something.
Oopsies.
Okay. It's doing that shit again.
Yeah.
Just give me a sec.
Technical malfunction.
Lovely. Okay. Roll
Roll 20.
20.
Oh, I
I
left my
should
speaker
probably
on.
just save this
That's why it's
in
beeping.
case I get another issue. Oh, wait. And launch. Okay. That should fix it. But is 15 good enough, though?
Find out.
Maybe. But you could always use one of your advantages to re-roll and maybe get something higher. You get to choose which one you take. But you only get 2 of them at the moment.
I think I still want to save it.
Okay. As you kind of slowly creep down, giving yourself enough room in between you and them so that you're kind of unnoticed. They do not seem to be paying attention very much. They seem to be more into each other
Of course they are.
and talking and flirting as they are. As they walk down this passage and they stop in front of a room, he produces a key, unlocks the door, lets her in, and the door closes behind them. You walk up to the door, and you're going to stick your ear to the door, right? Is what I'm guessing.
I guess.
Go ahead, and this is going to be a roll of perception check.
Perception?
Yep, because you're actively listening to see what you can hear.
Got it. Okay.
Come on.
Big money, no whammies. Big money, no whammies.
Huh.
Not bad.
That's
You
true.
do get so you do overhear voices. They are a little bit hushed, but you manage to catch most of it. He he you hear him say, "What did you find in your search?" And you hear her, "I think I found where we definitely in the library on Talia. And I know exactly which book you need to find for the information. It is going to be in their special books department. And it will be in the book about the first set of gods." And you hear him reply, "And this will lead me to the book." And I believe so, yes. What I have discovered is it was hidden away by Hoar. And has been it has been gone ever since, well, as long as anyone can remember. And then from that you hear nothing else. I mean, you hear hush whispers, but it's very quiet, and then you hear other things.
Chicka wow wow. Wow wow.
Do I hear the bow shika bow wow?
You hear bow chicka wow
Yeah. These are lizards of some kind. They're a reptile. You hear,
wow.
And when the bow chicka bow wow starts, my face turns completely red and I just stand up and just walk away from the door.
You turn around and walk away from the door. Where are you headed? Back upstairs, or are you gonna? What are you doing?
Back upstairs.
Okay. You go back up the ladder to the top deck, and everyone is waiting patiently for you, watching out over the side.
What did you find out?
And you see Louis still eating pieces off of a chicken, a cockatrice.
And I'm just like,
Sorry.
Louis shoving cock in his mouth.
I'm gonna bite it.
Hey, it's cockatrice. Get it correct.
This is the baby one, so I guess you would shorten it.
so I'm thinking of just waiting until everyone comes back before updating everything.
Everybody's there. It's just that he's
Upstairs?
over. Everybody's on the top deck. He's just eating.
Oh,
Louis
okay.
just being Louis.
Guff in his face.
I report to them what I heard. I just don't want to say all of it. So I'm just gonna say I told the whole thing.
Would I notice that? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do a perception check to see if I notice she's flustered.
Actually, that's a good idea. I want to do one too. Oh yeah.
I am re-rolling that. I will use one of my advantages.
You want to know that bad?
Yes. I mean, I got a pretty high roll, so I think I'm good.
Go ahead and roll. I will give you a performance check or a deception check if you would like to hide your feelings about what you witnessed at the end.
That is it's like I don't care if they know. I just don't want to say it because I'm embarrassed to say it.
Then
So you're not attempting to hide it, is what you're saying?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna look over at you because I'm assuming I would notice. Since you're not trying to hide it, I'm gonna be like, so anything else happen while you were there? You look a little flustered.
Um, nothing else that concerns the information. Like, if she just says what she thinks I saw, I would just be like, yep.
His Dana's
Dana,
spell still
completely
going.
oblivious to what you guys are trying to pry, is just like, and so you said the book is in Talia then.
All I was gonna say is your spell's still going.
I don't think they would be in range for the spell.
Oh no, but
Oh
Elodie
no,
is.
it's over now.
Oh
For
no,
sure.
it's long over.
Oh, okay. Would that be what they literally call secondhand embarrassment if it was?
Is it more embarrassment or a little bit of jealousy?
More of embarrassment with a pinch of jealousy.
Ah, I see.
What that Chloe could do.
So, yeah. So you guys now have all the information as she tells you what happened, and then not so much what happened.
Well, we should. So maybe we can find out information about this book through Kaladeem. You can see like the gears turning in Zarai's head.
What's a good way? What's a good way to approach it though, without him getting suspicious?
Could say we need knowledge of the book for Louis' pilgrimage.
I think that'd work.
I mean, the only part of that that's a lie is the pilgrimage part.
I'd say that's a solid plan.
Well, so everything we know about the book and what other people think about it is that it was thought to have been a myth.
Yeah.
So if we act like we know anything about it, that will probably raise red flags.
It
Well, then,
could,
don't we know he's
but
looking
if
for the book though? Didn't he say that earlier?
he said he told us he was looking for the book.
Right.
So maybe we could just tag along and get secondhand knowledge and maybe retrace his steps when he like we could have somebody retrace his steps away from the party to look up what information he learned, or we can just learn from him from the same source at the same time.
Yeah, what
And
it
maybe we could use this to judge what kind of character he is. Get out of here. Sorry, I have a fly in my room.
Also, somebody has their sound on for their. Oh, it's actually me. I'm the one that did it. Oops. It's like I can hear it. I can hear it. It's really light. I must have accidentally bumped it when I was going over to the other screen. Okay.
Oops.
Oopsies. I was like, where's it coming from? I hear it's from somebody, but it's not coming from anybody's thing. It's not lighting up for anybody. Nobody else's sound is coming through. Anyway, well, you guys are having this conversation. The ship continues on. You're getting closer to a large mountain range as the ship begins to climb just a little bit higher to go over the top of the mountains.
I agree with the second plan that we all just learn secondhand as we're adventuring with them. I think sending one person off could be a
Yeah,
bit
we
dangerous.
really don't want to. We really don't want to split the party. I've learned that lesson the hard way.
So we should probably, rather than presenting as if we know anything, we should probably just be in the same
Blissfully
area
ignorant.
as, yeah, like, oh, we're going to that bookstore too. Like, just try to, I don't know.
Or maybe we could. Maybe we could show interest in the book also, but not reveal what we know.
It starts to get a
'Cause
little
as
bit
of right now,
as you guys continue to climb. It gets starting to get a little bit chilly, but you notice that it's not as chilly as it should be.
that's interesting.
At this
They
height.
probably have like some. They probably have like some kind of magical field around the ship to keep the temperature regulated.
Quite comfortable.
Um,
Mhm.
crap. What was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say.
As your captain loses her voice for a moment.
You just see her kind of look off into the sky, and she's like trying to like remember what she said was gonna say.
Oops.
So the question is, do we pretend like we're going to the library, or we pretend like we have interest in the same book, just not give away what we know?
Well, like I said earlier, he mentioned the book when we were talking to him at his place. So
Yeah.
what I'm thinking is we could show interest in also learning about the book that he spoke of, but not reveal
Mhm.
that we know about the book. On top of that, we don't even know what we're supposed to do with the book now that we're here because people we were supposed to bring this book to, they may or may not exist as of yet. This council probably doesn't even know who we are.
What if we become gods?
No.
I'm gonna throw a price bone at Dana.
You you just
Bad.
walk over to Dana and just go bloop. Woo!
Yeah, just take one of the little bones and just kind of chuck it.
I, I'd say that's a solid plan, but what reason would we give if he asked why we're interested in the book?
Well, for me, I would be interested in knowledge because that's my pantheon.
Mhm.
Like Tal is a god of wisdom, so I would be part of my rights from my clergy is, seeking all forms of knowledge,
All of you roll a religious check.
except including me.
including everybody.
Ooh.
All of you can.
Let's go.
Uh,
That's a 26.
Ooh,
That's a nat 20.
nat
Let's go.
20 here too.
No, Dana, yours was not a nat 20. Yours was just a.
Oh no, I was celebrating Elodia's
Oh,
nat 20.
Elodia's nat 20. Yeah, she doesn't get
Mine
those
is
often.
I got an 11 because I suck at rolling. I should have
Yeah,
played
but-
a fucking
But
But yours,
halfling.
your DC
Hey,
is
that's good
easier than
too.
everybody else's because it all depends on what you know about the universe.
This is true.
All of you know that Hoar is the god that they mentioned. Is the god of vengeance, just vengeance. He is a god of righteous vengeance. The god of let's see what else. I don't remember what everything else it is because that's all that my other group ever focuses on.
The just vengeance
The
part.
just vengeance part.
Not just vengeance,
Righteous
just
vengeance.
vengeance.
Let's see. He is the god of divine retribution, revenge, poetic justice, and the Doombringer. And basically, eye for an eye. So, balance to all. Justice. And violence repays violence, evil repays evil, good repays good. These are the tenets of Hoar, who brings justice and retribution
So
to each and according to action.
So he's more of like a neutral god.
He's a neutral god. He does good when good. He does evil to evil.
You get what you put out.
Yes.
So who hurt Kaladim?
You sit him down and say, "Who hurt you?"
And that's what you know of the god. And he's the one that hid the book.
So there has to be a
Tens
reason.
of thousands. You don't know how many thousands of years ago, or tens of thousands of years ago. You have no idea how long.
So if he hid the book, there had to be a reason he hid it to keep balance in the world, is what I'm thinking.
That make logical sense.
Mm-hmm.
So we should all become gods.
So what we need to figure out what Kaladim's relationship to Hoar is, whether he just prays to him, whether he's like a cleric of Hoar, or is like a warlock of Hoar. I don't know how that would work, but I don't know. We gotta stick around Kaladim.
Agreed.
In a way that doesn't draw attention to ourselves.
Okay. As you guys are having this conversation, about a half an hour has gone by or so, maybe a little bit longer, and you all notice that Jasmine Jasmine comes upstairs and without Kaladin.
I like awkwardly look away.
As she comes up, she kind of looks over the edge, and she turns to all of you and she says, "I love it up here in the mountains. It's so pretty."
It is a lovely view.
That it is.
So, where are you from? I know you are of royalty, Your Majesty. But from where?
He kind
Where
of
do
like
you all come from?
I'll look at them, kind of be like, and take another big bite, and just start kind of like pointing. You can't talk. I'll motion for them to answer.
Say something! Say something!
Draw attention away from
Oh,
me. I'm eating.
Oh, around.
And I'm like
Um,
looking at Dana like, you got us into this. You gotta get.
Got us into this like
Oh, you
the
need to
first-
talk.
I got us into this the first step. Now we're like 50 steps into or 15 steps into it. At this point, I can't be responsible for the whole walk.
But the
Ah,
thing is that we wouldn't be here
okay.
if we didn't
So
go
that's-
in.
are you guys saying
What
this
do-
out loud?
Yeah, are you like
We
just
might as
saying
well
this out
be.
loud right in front
No,
of her?
I wouldn't. I mean, you could be saying this out loud,
No.
and she's going to give you.
That's why
some
I'm
rude
asking.
looks. I'm guessing that was out of game.
Yes,
Okay.
or in game, but we're
In your
having a
heads,
yeah.
a stare off.
Yes. That's all through glares.
Spontaneous telekinetic abilities, or not telekinetic. It's called when you can speak to each other through your minds. Telekinetic's moving stuff.
So, I'll turn towards Jasmine and I'll look at her and say, I come from the Rock of Brawl.
Oh,
I am a Spelljammer captain.
these Spelljammer ships, I have been on a few of them, and traveled to a few different places around. The Rock of Brawl is fairly new. I mean, it's only been around a couple hundred years as of now. So how do you like it there?
Oh, I've found it to be kind of chaotically, poetically pleasant.
I agree with that statement.
Like it's there's it's got a balance to it that you really don't see in very many places. We don't have law enforcement yet everybody lives somewhat relatively peacefully. There's really not much crime, best to my knowledge. And like it's a really nice place to be in.
Oh, very interesting. I have only been through it once, very briefly. We just offloaded some cargo, and they were beginning construction on some sort of base on underneath. I do not. It was very interesting.
Yeah, that I've seen the plans for this base, and it looks like it's going to be a nice port for the rest of the Spelljammers. Looks like they're trying to set up like some kind of like commerce lane.
Very interesting. It is in a good spot. This would be a good idea.
I agree.
Maybe one time in the future it will be.
Never know.
Zerai just kind of holds back a chuckle.
So, what brings you to our neck of the woods? If you are on the Spelljammer ship.
Well, um, we kind of got lost.
And our
And
ship
we,
broke down.
I was gonna say we lost our ship, but that works too.
It broke
Oh.
and we lost it.
Yeah, what they said.
Well, I'm sure the wizards on Talia will would help you if you need help in getting it back up and running. They are some of the most powerful wizards in the world. I think they would help you.
I
If we
would.
could find it.
Be a little hard. As the whole group goes silent.
Everybody just go.
No, I was writing a note. Okay.
Oh, those dang note takers.
Right?
I know, right?
We just interrupt the note taking just kind of interrupts conversation because you have to write down almost everything because people don't save their notes.
I did say that, so shut up. Damn it! Now I was gonna take notes. I forgot what the hell I was gonna take notes about. Way to go, Captain.
You're welcome. But for the time being, I think we're gonna stick around and see, and maybe continue traveling with Kaladim if he sees that, or see if that's okay with him.
He says he finds you all a bit odd,
Yeah,
and he's
I
one
don't blame
to
him.
he's one
That
to
makes sense.
uh, adopt those that are odd.
Wait, I'm gonna be adopted now. All right.
Mm.
not in the literal sense.
No,
But
not
why not?
not literally adopted, as in
Damn.
he takes under his wing, and because he is curious about many things in the world. You seem very strange to him, so he is very interested in you all.
Yeah, you could say we're not from around here.
As you
This is a
said, you
good
are
word.
from the Rock of Brawl, so obviously. So you must tell me about some of your adventures. As she kind of grabs your captain and just kind of like wanders off with her and kind of grabs her by the arm, and you two kind of disappear into the thing as she's
I'm
like,
gonna,
and
I'm
you
gonna,
can and you can
I'm gonna kind
see
of
the cat
wave as we're going. Like,
and
come
you
on,
can see
Captain,
the
have fun.
captain starting to make grand gestures as she starts telling stories of all her travels.
I would just mumble to myself, "Lucky bitch."
Well, you
Actually,
think
I'm
they're gonna
going to
do?
also sweeten this deal a little bit.
okay.
Let's do a little bit of a performance.
Oh
And that's
yes,
going to be an
yes.
18. So like I do like the storytelling is just really in depth and like you can hear the passion in my voice and the gestures are perfect. I even sprinkle in a little bit of magic here and there to like emphasize the story and like the importance of something. Like if there's uh like a space battle going on and we're firing cannons, I'll like use my sacred flame to like do little flashes of like gunfire.
With a
Is,
roll
is
of
this
an
within?
18, it's pretty fucking good.
Is this within
Um,
range of us seeing?
yeah, you guys can see because they've kind of walked over
Okay.
to one of the bar areas where there's a small galley, and they're just kind of
Well,
leaning against the edge as you guys are kind of. Did you guys want to follow, or did you guys want to stay nearby?
I'm gonna look at the rest of the crew and be like, Cap's put on one hell of a show. I'm gonna go get close. So
I'm
I'm gonna be
gonna
kind of
go to a
close.
different bar and drink.
I'm gonna
Agreed.
follow. I'm gonna follow along and arbitrarily. As I said I can be stealthy. I want to see if I can stealthily follow and listen. 14's not bad.
So the
Try.
story is fantastic, and you embellish to your heart's content, um, and she seems to be totally enthralled with your story. And she's every so often she'll stop and she'll ask a couple questions, and you fill in the spots, and
Mhm.
she seems to want knowledge, to just intake everything you are doing. She seems to be some sort. You would get from the way she's interested in and she asks her questions that she's probably some sort of historian. The way she asks her questions.
Okay.
So you begin regaling her for probably an hour, and Kaladim finally makes his appearance on board, on the top deck, and walks over and throws a couple copper at the barkeep, and gives him. You see him grab an ale and one for her. So what is she telling you? Did she tell you anything about me? And she says, "No, darling, we are talking about her adventures, or their adventures on their ship." Oh, well,
And a wild cat appears.
Kitty.
and there's a wild
Yeah.
kitty.
Familiar.
Woohoo, kitty, kitty.
I speak with animals, figure out what it's thinking. It
And
says meow.
I go meow.
so you guys continue your conversation, and he looks over and says, he looks at you, Zerai, and he says, "I told you I was looking for a book. I have more information."
Oh, you share.
And I think we may be able to find it when we get there. I do not know what sort of research you are looking for, but would you care to accompany me to the library? I find you all fascinating.
Oh, that would be amazing. I would love to visit a library and learn everything I can.
Yes, quite.
Really good time as I continue drinking.
Um, he looks at you and says, "Very well. When we arrive, day after tomorrow, we will check out the library. Until then,
That sounds
enjoy the ship, and you may not see us a whole lot."
Just make sure you put a sign on the door so we don't interrupt.
They're gonna have a good time.
He looks over. He looks across the. Why is your friend Elodia not joining us?
That's a good question, and I gesture over to have her join us.
I show up and I'm like, what's up?
Aladine was wondering why you were over by your lonesome.
I like to drink.
Apparently,
I'll look
have
at
a
him like,
drink
"Is
with
that
all of us." And
that
he
the only
looks.
reason?"
He looks at the barkeep and throws a couple coins on a couple gold coins on the bar. "Around for all of my friends.
Am I going to
Here's
have to do another Constitution saving
here's
throw?
to finding the book."
Here is to finding more knowledge.
Here's to
Okay.
going back home.
Here is to drinking.
And she looks and she says, "And here is to love."
Aww.
And they clink glasses.
Ew.
Ew.
Kidding. Well, in character, but
The next.
So because I'm drinking, I have to do this.
Okay. Well, you
Oh,
all are
no.
unless you're drinking a lot. If you just
I
have
know.
a drink, you're not going to.
Well, also Zerai doesn't drink very often,
Well,
so she
that's
has a
true.
low threshold for
Everybody else is, unless you're
alcohol.
drinking multiple drinks, you don't need to roll.
But
Well,
I
Okay.
think she's pretty good.
Elodia,
Me-
go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
I think in total my characters had two. One at the other bar and then one.
One
I
here.
think I'll probably just keep
Mhm.
drinking as long as other people are drinking. So I'll
Yeah.
probably have to roll one.
Yeah.
What was it again?
A Constitution.
This.
I'm only gonna have the one, and then I'm gonna be done. Oh god damn!
I'm
You're
gonna
good.
have a
Dana's
couple.
good.
Solid constitution.
Victor's
Oh, there it
good.
is. Found it.
That's going to be a concentration check that I need later, though.
I'll say.
No, you're good. Everybody seems to keep their liquor very well.
Would I have to roll with Louis? Would maybe only drink one, I guess, but he's also tiny.
Even
Well,
with you
small.
be only drinking one, roll. You can roll a Constitution
Yeah, I was gonna
because you're
say,
only.
I'm picturing like Pippin sitting down and this is a pint.
They come in that size? I must have
Oh,
one.
Ooh, that was almost a 5.
No, you're good. Everybody holds their liquor very well. After
I still drink
two,
more.
huh?
I still drink more.
After 2 drinks, they get up, and as the sun begins to set behind you a little ways, he Kaladim stands up. My friends, if you will bid me a good night, we will be retiring for the evening. We shall see you in the morning.
Have a good night, you two. As I kind of
Good
just
night.
kind of give him a little grin and a wink.
Don't get too crazy now.
And you see them kind of hold hands as they begin to shuffle away, and they go down the stairs. Is there anything you want to do over the next day and a half? Because it will go uneventful otherwise, unless there's something you specifically want to do.
So the only thing I'm going to say is at night when everybody's getting settled in, I'm actually going to sleep outside under the stars. I'm going to sleep on the deck under the stars.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, I just alternate between eating since the food seems to be good and training. If they have anywhere to train, I guess.
Not really. It's a kind of a customer ship. It's kind of like a cruise ship type situation. Nowhere to really train because it's only a couple days from one place to the next. In the middle of the night, you do feel the ship begin to come down, and you hear it make dock in a place, and then you feel it rise into the air again. The next day goes without incident. You do see some storms way to the south as the landfall begins to fall away, and the land falls away, and you're now over the sea again. You're not sure how long. You do see boats off in the distance, a couple sailing ships, and every so often you see another flying ship. Off in the distance, very, very rarely though, you will see like other flying things like a dragon here or a dragon there. Once in a while, they fly in pairs. But overall, it seems like a very peaceful world. You don't see nothing that seems warlike. Everything seems fairly peaceful. Even on board the ship, you haven't seen any weapons. And you don't notice
I'm assuming
that most don't carry
the only
weapons.
I'm assuming the only weapons on board are the ones that we possess.
You do see every once in a while somebody will have a weapon, but it's seemingly rare. You have seen a couple people with other weapons, so it's not completely unheard of, but it's not very common. It's more uncommon than it is common.
Gotcha.
As they make an announcement coming, and they said approaching the island, or the continent of Talia, and then they tell you that they're coming into port. And you begin to make your way as Kaladim and Jasmine make their way up on deck with some of their belongings, with a small bag and a couple little small things that they brought with them. And well, my friends, we have arrived. We shall depart as soon as we get there, and we will make way to the library.
Sounds great. And Zerai will pick up her shield that she set off like on the side of the ship and like throw it on her back.
The ship comes into dock, and so you as it comes up over into over these mountains into a valley, you see a sprawling, huge city with enormous towers sprouting up all over the city. Um, and so as you're coming in over the top of this into this gigantic city, you see huge buildings that are probably 30-40 stories tall, that are just huge towers, and multiple of them throughout the city. And as you are flying over a couple of them, Kaladim is like, so the biggest towers are where some of the most powerful wizards in the world live. And he says, and that off in the distance you see a large portal, what looks to be a big sphere, and in the middle, almost in the middle of the city. And he says, and that is a portal to many realms. It's how many of us travel from place to place. So, and that, he points to this very large building, set off onto one of the small hills in the city, and he said, then that is the library where we are headed.
Yes, the most important place in the city.
Off behind at the very north end of the city, you do see a huge, almost a castle, at one end. And as he points, he says, and that is where the council resides.
We'll be kind of looking around over the city. It's like, it's a lovely city.
Council. Or who
Yes.
presides on the council?
Oh, all of the most powerful dragons in the world. They are what keep the peace in the world. Centuries ago, there was, it was many thousands of years ago, we had much war, and the dragons came together and put a stop to all of it, and we have ever since lived in harmony.
Interesting.
Are the
It's been-
dragons gods?
No, they are these dragons, the most powerful creatures. But we have all lived in harmony for thousands of years. It has been this way forever. Everyone comes together to do their piece, to do their part.
I would definitely be interested in meeting this council.
Yeah, before we step off on the next leg of our journey, we should probably check in with them and see if they have any wisdom to impart.
It is often very hard to get a audience with the council, but I'm sure we can try. He looks at
Well,
Jasmine,
yeah, but-
and she kind of gives him a maybe shrug.
Well, we have royalty in our company. I'm sure that would help.
This is true.
Are dragons able to see into the future?
Why would you ask such a strange question?
Just curious.
I do not think so. I don't know anyone who can see into the future, because the future is not written yet.
That's true. That's true.
So, as the ship touches down into the port and people start disembarking, after you, my friends. And he gestures towards the dock.
I just start strutting down the gangplank onto the dock and just kind of looking around and taking in the sights.
Um,
I follow, but I'm definitely just looking around at the city.
I'll head
Find
out.
the map.
I'll head out too.
So as you all disembark, there's just a huge city, as big as the whole of Rock Brawl, including Undercity and Overcity and probably Inner City because it's that big.
Damn.
And there are every race you could possibly think of is you see randomly throughout the city. As you begin to walk towards this huge library. And he says, well, so once we leave the library, we are staying it is about the block away. It is the Kingsport Inn is where we will be staying. So don't get lost. It's kind of easy. I've only been to the city once, but never in the library.
Well, big city. It just looks like it'd be easy to get lost.
If you ever
It would
do get
probably
lost, just look for see the dome over there? That is where all the portals are. Just go towards that and you can find your way usually.
it would probably be best if we stick together with each other and not get separated.
Likely.
Very good.
Yeah. Since my character's not really is kind of paying attention to where we're going, but kind of more just looking around. Is there a chance I could roll to see if I get lost?
Well, you're with the rest of the group at the moment, and Caladium's
Okay.
kind of leading the way.
Okay.
And is kind of pointing out things in the city.
Oh, okay.
As you guys traverse the city. And you make your way up to the library, and you see these huge arches in front of the library, and it looks exactly like the library that you had been on or in um, on Zardia.
I'm
Or
gonna kind
I'm
of
sorry,
look at the
I'm not
captain.
sorry, on Aria. It
I'm gonna
looks
kind of look at the
exactly the
captain.
same, but no technology.
Okay.
Or
I'm gonna kind of look
very
at the
little.
captain and give a look like this seems familiar type of look, but not gonna say anything out loud.
I just kind of give them a glance back, like, yeah, very familiar.
Uh-oh, somebody's internet's being silly.
I believe it's our princess.
No, it is our friend our monkey friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, your internet is doing the glitch out.
I blame Discord.
Maybe you can if you want to just see if that helps. Can you hear us now? All right. Your voice is also cutting in and out.
Can we take this opportunity to take a dinner break?
Yeah, we can do a quick break. And with that, we're gonna take so everybody can jump out and maybe reset the routers and do whatever they need to do. So we're gonna go on a
I'm gonna
quick.
go make food.
Okay,
Is it-
we're gonna go
is
on a
it-
quick 15-minute break. We'll be
it-
back at 6:25, or I'm sorry, 6:35. Good.
6:35 sounds good.
All right. So we'll be right back in just a little bit. All right. Hold
is-
on. Let me get us out of here, and there we go. All right, welcome back, everybody. Where we left off before we went on break is they were on their way to the library in the city, on the continent of Talia, and speaking of the city's name, I will give it to you in a second. Yeah, that would probably be help you. I can give you that name because I just forgot to pull it up. Nope, your internet's not being dumb again. I mean, if you want to bring your video back. Oh, covered. No, it should be all good. Hold on, there it is. Ah. So the city's name is Targa. And Targa, Targa. And they're currently in Targa on their way to the library. Kaladim's never been in the library, but he's been to the city before. And as you guys were walking up to it, you noticed a very, very, very similar theme to the other one that you've been to that was on Aria. It looks almost like, well, the cities aren't the same, but the library itself, the building that it was in, are almost identical. Do you say that? We have I mean, if you mean by computers, very rudimentary. Oh, well, most of anything that we have as a computer would be the size of a small house. Yes. So think of the early 70s computer databases, how they would take up entire rooms and entire buildings as one, and they had the processing power of what we would have in a calculator today. Yep. That's the rudimentary computers that they currently have. See our computers in our pockets? Haha. Huh? Yeah. Just large pieces of. You did. I was just gonna say large pieces of junk, but you know that works too. I'm sorry. I'm not an Apple. I'm not a fan of Apple in any way, shape, or form. Anyway, so you guys enter into this library, and there. So when you were in the library in when you guys were with Ledem, this looks very similar to the inside of what his looks like. where it is just endless rows. In fact, it shouldn't even fit inside the building because it seems to go for forever. It seems that way. The most powerful wizards in the world live here. Inside, the outside doesn't, because you couldn't see the outside because it's all indoors. It is literally, here comes the bunny. As the bunny goes running through the shelves of the, as you're watching, and all of a sudden a bunny goes running by. There's lots of bunnies for some reason. But it looks almost identical to what the library in Ledem's on the inside. You did not go in the library, but 3 of the others did. And it just seems to go for forever. As you watch this bunny was sitting at a desk, hops down from the chair and pushes a book away, and then continues on. Smart bunnies. You cannot hear Dana. Hold on. She's at max. Dana, say something. Can you hear Dana now? So Victor, he said he can't hear you either. Here, I'll up his. Why can you wait? Hold on. Maybe it's me. Oh, it was me.
Wow.
Derp.
I had a derp moment.
DM's
Don't worry,
trying to
I do
confuse
that
us.
from time to time too.
I hit the wrong one to unmute. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, you banned that angry gorilla.
I did.
Or Harambe.
Now you should be able to hear everybody.
Let's see how it is.
I hit the wrong
Hi.
unmute. Okay,
I get it.
now can you hear everybody? Kristen just likes the monologue. You know.
She's breaking the 4th wall.
And the 5th.
Ta-da.
I thought you drank the 5th.
Yes, democracy has been restored.
Fantastic.
Okay, so yeah, I just unmuted the wrong button. Sorry. So as you
Fine.
guys enter and you see all these books and everything, what would you like to do? As Kaladim goes up to one of the you see all these looks like monks or maybe even wizards, you're not sure. They are dressed in robes and he walks up to them and he says something that you under his breath you barely can hear unless you were standing right next to him. And the only one standing
Actually,
next.
I would be following him.
Okay, you want to follow him? Go ahead and roll a perception check.
God damn it. I mean, I still have one more reroll, but
is asking a question.
You hear him very lightly say, "Brother, we would like to see the books in the special section." He looks up out at you, and as you, his robe falls back from his head, and you see an older gentleman with a small beard, a small goatee beard, and it's graying, and long gray hair behind him as his robe the hood falls back from his robes as he looks up. And who, may I ask, is inquiring into this section? And Kaladim says, Kaladim, I should be expected. Yes, I will inquire. Let's see. Victor still has two things of advantage. Dana has one. I
Nope.
believe.
I'm
Oh no,
not-
you don't have any left.
I have one.
Nope. I
Oh,
used
you
them
have
all.
one, and our monkey boy has two,
Yeah, and I have my
And I
inspiration.
have two.
and Elodia has two because she didn't use it, and I still
I-
have two because I haven't used mine either.
Well,
You
I
really
also,
don't need to
What's up?
roll.
I have my heroic inspiration too.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I have that also. Mhm.
Um. You notice he turns back. He opens a small book. He writes in it. A few moments later, you see words appear underneath it without anybody writing in the book.
Ooh, I want to learn that spell.
He closes the book. It seems you are already expected. Please follow me. And he walks over to a bookcase that is down a couple rows, and he slides some books apart, and the bookcases literally move out of his way as he steps through into a room that wasn't there before.
Dimension
Well,
door.
that's fancy.
And you step into an area with it looks like all of the books are in glass cases in stands, and then some of them are behind glass enclosures, and some of them are behind what looks to be some sort of magic barrier.
Must be some pretty important books back here.
And
And
he
you're gonna fall.
says, if you need anything, the Rolodex is here, and if you need anything, just holler and I shall be back. And he walks out, and the portal disappears, and you are in a room. It seems to be by yourself, but you know that if you just say something, somebody will appear.
I'm gonna start kind of reading over the spines on the books or the fronts of the books.
So go ahead and roll an Arcana check. Some of them you can read.
Net 20 for 24.
Go.
Some of them are written in an arcane language you're not sure about. And then many of them are written in common, some of them in other languages. But you do notice, because you are some of the books, some of the more powerful ones are written in a magic in a magic basically magic code ish, I guess is what you would call it the best way. If you were a mage or someone who wrote spells in scrolls that you did not want others to read, you would write it in almost like a thieves' cant, but it's for mages and wizards.
Ciphers, I think is what they're
It's
called.
just like a cipher. And you notice that there are thousands of titles. There are books on how to. You see one. You see one says the Book of Necromancy. You see other ones that say the Book of the Dead. Another one says.
Is the Necronomicon in there?
You haven't spotted it yet, but it probably is in here. Um,
I'm gonna look for it.
but there are dozens of other books that you see in this room, and Kaladim walks up to the index and he begins thumbing through. Jasmine is over his shoulder and is pointing out different book, and she says, and she points to one specifically. And a bunny comes hopping out of behind one of the behind one of the bookshelves, and is immediately squashed because it's not supposed to be in here. Oh, you got that one killed.
Oh.
Look at that, Brian. You got one killed.
Me
How-
sad now.
How badly was it?
You got
squished?
you could have at least like let me try to take a crack shot at it so we could have dinner.
It's
But do
dead.
these
I mean, we
exist
can
or
still-
not? But as it gets squished, it just no longer exists because it really wasn't there in the first place.
Oh,
So what you're saying is no dinner then?
Yeah, no dinner.
Damn it.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Louie. I can't catch you dinner.
Um,
this is so
and
much less.
she points. You watch as she points out at a book, and he walks over to one of the large cases that is on the. And you look over to one of the other books that's right next to it, and there's a big picture of a rabbit on it. And it says how to summon the bunny.
Read that book.
I want the bunny.
I need that
You
book
ha-
too. I want a bunny.
you have to redeem X amount of channel points.
And the book next to it is the book on the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch.
Oh, I'm on this. Hold on.
Oh,
Um,
I can redeem points to read these.
Such
Yeah, let's go.
no, you can't redeem. You can't use points to redeem these. You
No,
all are
it's-
not
Come
allowed to
on.
redeem points for shit in this game. If you're watching one of my
Aw.
other games, you can chime in. But in this game, you guys don't get to add things to your
But I
rolls.
wanna-
Or
I want to learn the
Hi,
power of the holy
Bruno.
hand grenade.
Yeah, that's why you have an alternate account that no one knows.
do you know
your
what the
name of.
Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch is?
Yes,
Okay.
it's from Monty Python and the Holy Grail
Yes.
when they fight the bunny.
Yes. They fight the
Yeah.
bunny. That's why there's a book for a bunny, and there's a book for the Holy Grail.
Oh no, I got the reference. That was great. I love that movie.
But he walks over to one of the glass cases and opens the glass and picks up a book. And he opens the book, and you see him and her. Who's close enough? Are you guys looking at your own books? Or are you watching? Are you watching?
I
where they're
would
going?
actually I would be kind of close to him while I also kind of look around until he opens the book, and then I would be
Well,
like
he's
focused
literally
in.
opening the book right now.
Yeah, well, once he starts opening the book and starts reading, I would focus in on what he's trying to read.
I'd be doing the same, but more look at other books, but also kind of staying close enough to where I can kind of see what he's reading.
So the book is you look at the book next to him, and it's still a book of a bunny. Haha. No, you can't cast Fuzzy Ball.
All we need now is a Knights Who Say Knee.
But so the book you didn't actually see the cover of it because he opened it fairly quickly. But as he's reading some text in it. Are you going to get close enough to try to read? And she's pointing out pieces in the text.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to try to get in close to see if I can also read it.
As you're looking on his other side, because she is standing over his shoulder, and she says, "Oh, right here. No, a little bit further. Keep going. I do not see what we're looking for. It says it was not." And then they come to a spot in the text where it says, that Hoar has traveled to Hoar traveled to another to one of the levels of hell.
Which one?
And Hoar went to the 4th level of hell. And in the lair of a demon princess, is in her lair is encrusted in a lockbox that only certain people have the key. Is where you can find the book.
As I read this, I'm gonna get this look of dread in my face, and I'm gonna say out loud, "Fuck."
Yes, I'm already staring at the captain. I'm looking up and just like,
Well, what's up?
Yeah, I kind of look at the captain after she says that.
No, it's not, she's not a
Um,
demon princess, Bunny.
Oh, that'd be cute.
we can discuss this later, guys.
Kaladim, when you say that, do you know this place?
I'm very quite familiar with it, you could say.
As you all look over, cute Bunny as requested. As you all look over at the book next to him, he's like, "That is a silly book." He looks at you. So you know this place, yes?
You could say that.
How do you know this place?
That's not really a story I would like to get into right now.
Interesting.
Let's just say I'm glad I'm no longer there.
Well, we will have to go there to get the book.
Yeah, I realize that.
Oh,
Do you have a problem going there?
A fun journey.
I mean,
Let's just say
brings back bad memories.
would anybody like willingly want to go to the 4th layer of hell? Just saying.
I mean, if
I-
it means we can get the book, then it's a place we're going to have to go. But I would rather not if it was at all possible. But it's looking like that's not an option. But it's okay. Bless you.
that was a hiccup.
But yes, it was.
Mhm.
But let's just say when we go, because I'm not going to say if, because I'm assuming that we're more than likely going to make our way there. So when we go, I will be on my guard.
Well, um, it will be dangerous. I've never been to the plains before. If you have been to this place before, maybe you can be my guide?
I can try to help you get to where you need to go.
Very well. I would appreciate any help. He closes
Zerai
the
just
he closes the book. And what happens when he closes the book?
well, as he says that, Zerai will just take a deep breath, like a
Jasmine
try to
Jasmine
just
kind
to
of
try to calm herself.
Jasmine puts a hand on your shoulder. It's okay, dear. I think we'll get you through this. He closes the book and then closes the glass over the top and rehooks the hooks that hold the glass down. All right, we shall go then. And he says, Librarian. And one of the librarians step through a portal as it opens again, as the door opens again. We are done here. And you all step out back into the library.
Well, that was an interesting book.
As you kind of look over, one of the librarians, you notice, because you've noticed that they all wear a band across one of their shoulders to indicate that they're a librarian, is really short, and as it kind of hops along, stop
Is
with
this
the
something we
bunnies!
Can we make it into dinner?
To show that I'm the one. If it's a white rabbit, I'm
There-
gonna follow it.
Is there like a symbol on these armbands?
There is a symbol on the armbands. It is a.
Is it like a religious symbol?
It is. It is. It was timed out on advantage. Yes, I did cool. I cooled down advantage. You can still do it. You just get 3 of them in a max.
Just make like 10 alternate accounts.
But it does cost him 300 points every time he does a bunny. So,
Oof.
well, there needs to. You could invite other people so that they have a total of 5.
You could have like 20 bunnies going at once.
Well, I have infinite bunnies, so
Oh, okay.
I have infinite numbers because it's my channel. So
It's fine familiar. On an infinite loop.
Could I possibly have tried to retrace my steps through like Ledem's library to find where the illusory door was?
yeah, the same one you just went through. They just have a different way
Oh.
of opening the illusionary door.
Okay.
Same door that you just
Okay.
went through. You were in the special section too. Probably
I'm gonna-
different books, but the special
I
section.
want to try leaning over to Dan. Dan, you still have that key he gave you?
You know, I never actually gave it back.
Oh no,
Be
you
interesting.
didn't. But he did have another one, so it was fine.
Yeah, he's got another one, but now I have one.
Actually, he has infinite of them. He just summons a new one.
So
That or it just disappears from her head because you summon that one every time.
Hold on a second.
So-
We have an A, B, C, D, E, F, U. You can all fuck off.
no way to talk to your players.
That will never get old. I agree.
Be a fun sound file to get the old Malcolm in the Middle thing that Dewey did, where he just goes A B C D, A B C, and it just keeps repeating it over and over.
That's funny.
Mhm.
The only problem is that's really long song, so I should probably put that on a cool down too, because it's a long song, and so if enough people came in here and spammed it, we would just sit here for an hour and just listen to A B C D E F U.
So when we leave the library, what time of day is it?
It is late afternoon by the time that you get out of the library.
Okay. So I'm going to look at the rest of the group, including Paladine and Jasmine, be like, and suggest that we grab a bite to eat and maybe get some rest.
I second this.
Okay.
Agreed.
When would you? What I would like to. Do we need any prep for when we go?
We're gonna need something to protect you guys are gonna need something to protect yourself against heat and fire damage.
Oh, well, Kaladim looks down at himself. I've got that covered.
I'm kind of looking at the rest of the party.
Oh, yeah, they might have a small problem.
Like I
Yeah.
have a natural resistance to fire.
Just a little bit of a problem.
Bunny carcasses everywhere.
When Kaladin says that, I look
And
up at him. What do you mean small problem?
Well, I did not mean that literally, Your Highness, but if you are suggesting that you are small, I mean, he looks down at the ground, looks at himself, looks at you.
You might become a barbecue.
You might become barbecue monkey.
We can
I
pick
mean-
up some potions and things for resistance.
That would definitely
That
be
would be helpful.
beneficial for the rest of them.
I feel like
There
getting
is also
burned alive.
the issue.
Um,
There is also the issue of how we intend to reach the 4th level of hell.
He looks over at the huge globe in the middle of town. We can go anywhere.
How convenient.
just-
Anywhere, you say.
well,
And
well,
hopefully
Pretty
it
much.
hopefully it'll send us to the 4th level and not the 1st level, and we have to work our way down.
I mean,
Will there
I've
run
never.
purpose
I mean, I've
here?
only used it once, but it was to go to a few other worlds. I have never traveled the planes.
But also, it might be a good idea if you've got any big churches here. Some clerics might be able to give us some good blessings that might help.
Oh,
the
I
long
have the
run.
blessings covered if we need them.
Well, no offense, Captain, but high level clerics.
Well, we can. I'm sure one of the wizards could help us too.
Oh. It'd be nice when we go down there if we could find a cleric that could make it so all of our weapons are holy, just in case. Never know.
He
what
kind of
happens.
looks at you and says, "I mean, I can put holes in them for you."
Well, I can too if I punch them hard enough, but
Honestly, I think our best bet would be anything that could do cold damage and not radiant damage.
Shit. There you go.
Oh no, that's not even funny, Brian. He
What-
said
what?
he said traveling the planes. You mean like with Boeing and Grumman and Airbus and Cessna? You know, the traveling planes. Oh,
I don't know. For all the
That,
crap
that
that I've
was
been
groan
reading,
worthy.
I wouldn't want to go in. I wouldn't want to ride in a Boeing right now with all the
yeah,
problems they've been
don't ride in
having.
Boeing. They tend to fall apart. And then
Their door-
and then if you work for them, if you tell on them, you might not survive the week.
Yeah, their doors open up in mid-flight. Sometimes.
I may be able to swim with sharks quicker though. So.
As you watch a Boeing 747 fly overhead and a small bunny jumps out and his parachutes down to the ground.
And then it crashes into the side of a mountain.
And then you watch the
So-
plane crash.
I'm gonna start making my way over to the inn
Okay.
and start I'm going to order a meal and I'm going to start writing notes, and the notes are going to be like details of like preparation that we should undertake before going.
Okay.
Kaladim's still with us. There
Yeah,
with us. Or
he's
is he
with
gonna be
he's
aside?
he goes with you to the inn because he's staying at the same inn along with Jasmine.
And
Wait,
as
wait.
I'm writing the notes, I'm going to go over them with Kaladim and Jasmine and be like, okay, here's what I think we're going to need, and I'm going to point out like different types of resistances that I think might be beneficial to people, and the type of damage that I think might be beneficial for the rest of the party, like cold and possibly radiant damage, depending on what we run into. But considering it's one of the layers of hells, cold damage would probably be more beneficial.
And what was that, King Louis?
Mm, no, I was,
Prince Louis?
no.
Or
When I got a chance, I was gonna say I was gonna try to get the captain for a second, and I kind of ask her, "Is like, do you think your knowledge is going to be applicable? You haven't, you kind of far in the past. You don't think things might have changed? Because like she's supposed to be our guide. Like I don't want her to get down there and her be like have a Gandalf moment and be like, I don't know this place at all because everything's different.
I imagine the hells wouldn't have changed much over the millennia, and we don't know if this is the same hells, or we don't know what time period of hells we're walking into either. For all we know, Uar could have placed the he could have like miraculously opened up a portal to the realm that was during the current time that I was there, you know.
True. Where
Gods are gods are kind of funny like that. I would rather be over prepared and not need it than need it and not be prepared.
I was just wondering if that would be a thing we should have to worry about then.
It's a thought that had crossed my mind, but I don't imagine the environment of the hells changing very much over the millennia.
you guys approach the inn, and it is a fairly nice. It is a 3-story storage building, and as you walk in, there are plenty of patrons. In fact, in one corner, you do see a beholder, um, talking to some other patrons. You see a couple orcs and a drow are walking, just leaving as you guys enter, and they're with an elf. Um, and you see a couple other dwarves, and gnomes are hanging out with a hobgoblin in the other corner. And as you walk in, you notice the proprietor of the inn, is a drow. And as you walk in, he kind of, do you have a reservation? And Kaladim goes, oh, yes, 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 I do. And hands him a small note, and a handful of cash, a small bag. Um, that should cover our entire stay. I think we will be leaving either tomorrow or the day after. Does that seem good with you? And he looks at actually he looks at you, Louis.
Uh, yeah, I think that should be enough to gather any supplies we would need.
Very good. And the innkeeper nods, and hands a, if you're hungry, and hands over a menu, and on it you see, like leg of lamb, a bunch of other types of meats, and all kinds of vegetables. It's a pretty robust menu. Um,
Mm.
and he says it's all been paid for. Anything you would like.
Louis takes it,
So
looks at it, hands it back to him, and says yes.
I'm just gonna order like
Roasted rabbit.
Yes.
How
Well,
about
he's
Uh,
roasted
broiled
rabbit
bunny?
on the menu.
I'm gonna order like probably like just like a roast, like a beef or a beef roast or something, like a beef
Yeah,
stew
sure.
with a side of water, and I'm going to um look over at Caladim and Jasmine and be like, if you would accompany me, I have things to share. And I go over off into like a far corner, kind of away from people as
Okay.
much as I can and wait for him there.
They join you right behind you, and they sit down behind you in the booth.
So while we are eating, I'm going to give them the story of. I'm going to, without getting into specific timeline details, I'm going to go over why I know the layer of hell and where I came from in my past there.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna order some type of fish with some veggies and some meat, and go sit down and eat and drink.
And as I'm doing this, like you can see the emotional turmoil that it's having over me, and I'm choking back. Like I'm choking back the tears.
Um, I'm looking up. I am looking up. Where did you send me your character background, Jade?
I think I sent it to your email.
Because I'm not seeing it.
It is on my character sheet also.
Okay. Because I need to look at something. Um.
Yeah, if you go to my character sheet, it's in the notes section under the backgrounds
Backstory.
thing
Okay.
header. Yeah.
Um.
Backstory.
Okay. Um. He says that that is horrible. I would not wish that on anyone.
Neither would I.
And you do see like Jasmine is kind of almost in terror that anyone could do that. She just the look on her face, and he says, "Are you sure you'll be able to return there?"
Yes.
Oh,
I have vowed to take this demon's life if I can. For what she put me through. Or
that
this
is.
devil's life, I should say.
And you what? Her name is Fiera.
Fiona, yes.
Fierna. Ah. Um. Well, we will do what we must. If are you trying to kill her? I would much prefer us get in and out without a confrontation if we can.
I am not going to actively seek her. However, if our paths cross, I will give my life to make sure you all escape. Because
I would
I
not
would not.
hope it would come to that because you are very strange and I would like to keep you in my company for as long as possible.
Oh, I would rather it not come to that either, but I'm just saying I would not want anybody to be captured in that area and have to live a life that I've lived there.
You are a very odd group, and I definitely do not want to see anything happen to you until I have fully figured you out.
Thanks.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Ah, yes, it was meant as a compliment.
Well, eventually, we'll give you the full story of things.
I would
in
hope
due
so, my
time.
friend. I would hope so. So I have a list. We shall pick up these things tomorrow. Is there anything else I should need to know? As you have been here before, and obviously you were here for a very long time. God, to have that done to you, that is just horrible.
Agreed. And I would really, I really hope that we can just get in, get what we need, and get out without a confrontation. We're going to have to try to be as sneaky as possible getting through all this area. But I do remember the layout and I remember how to get to where we need to go. And I am getting raided. Hold on.
And you just got raided. Yoo-hoo!
A
Who raided you?
friend of mine.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to
Hi,
our silly channel.
Raiders. Hi, Queenie Valkyrie. Thank you for the raid. Hi, May. Hello, you beautiful human. Hopefully you had a good stream, Queenie. 1 second. Let me give you a shout out. Boop. 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 Pop. Beep.
Yes,
Boop.
give
Pop.
them shout outs.
And right
Also,
now we are doing our Evergiving D&D group where things are getting things are getting really kind of intense, but we're having a lot of fun. So please stick around. I'm not chatting with the chatters very much at the moment, but once we wrap up the game, the D&D session, I'll be going over to my normal gaming, and then I'll be more talkative with my chatters. So stick around, enjoy the story, enjoy our role play, and I will talk to you all. I will still type in chat, but I won't be like speaking to you in chat if that makes sense.
yeah,
But
because
thank you.
I'm not watching her chat, so
Yeah.
I'm
But
watching my
thank
chat.
you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. And okay, I'm going to get back to the game. Thank you so much for showing up.
So, he looks at you and are you sure there's nothing else we need?
Um, I look over the list and I kind of like try to recall all my memories of my times in the hells, and I look back at them and I hand them back the list and I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is what we're going to need.
It is I think we can afford this. Somebody in my chat just said you need sunblock. SPF 4000.
Yeah, for real.
um he says this will be a little expensive, but it's doable. I will see to this.
The main thing is we need to make sure that the people in our group that are not naturally resistant to fire and heat damage have some kind of protection against it.
We will make sure.
Can I donate 2 gold coins?
As you go to put your money in, he's like, your money is not good here. It's literally not good here.
So we are flat fucking broke.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go. So I can put our money as 0.
Well, you
Got
still
it.
have gold for when you go out in anywhere else in the world, but they are on a
Just not
different.
here.
They are actually, and if you've noticed, most of their currency is they are some sort of metal, but it's none of the metals you've ever seen before.
Interesting.
And he pulls out some of these silver looking coins and he says, I know your money's not good here, but I can give you a exchange. Fireproof condoms? No, we don't need fireproof condoms.
We don't need fireproof condoms.
Hey, you don't know.
Okay,
There might be
well.
some sexy things down there. Who knows?
I don't think we're in the
You
right
don't-
time period. I don't
Oh
think
my
Carlack's
God, you
down there right
guys.
now. I don't think
Kristen,
we're in
you
the
know
right
the
time
joke
period.
that every D&D group just wants to run around and either killing or fucking everything.
Well,
This
this
is
is
what this is.
true.
Murder
This
hobos.
is what this is turning into.
Just because two people had sex in the world. Oh my God! Doesn't turn it into bow chicka wow wow all the time.
Trust
With
me,
each
you
other
won't.
too. So it only
You don't want to fuck anything that's in the
Yeah.
hells.
Have you seen the
It'll
Viva?
fuck
I
you.
forget.
No, that's not entirely true. Carlack was in hell for a very long time.
Have you seen the Viva La Dirt where the charisma's 100 and he just makes love to everything to get through the quest?
Yeah.
Yes.
Victor's aiming for that goal.
Oh my God. course.
You're
So-
one of the only people. Almost any time I mention Viva La Dirt League, people are like, "I've never heard of it."
Oh my God!
Seriously?
No, I've been watching them for forever.
They're
They're
fucking
amazing.
great. I love them.
So he folds up the piece of paper, sticks it in a pocket, and he hands you each some of these. They look like silver pieces, but they are a little bit bigger. And as you pick them up, they are heavier than silver.
Oh damn.
They are titanium.
Oh snap!
Would they be lighter?
I'm lighter. I'm sorry, lighter than silver. I was thinking backwards.
You were.
Yes, but they are much lighter than silver, and they are titanium pieces. They deal in other types of metals. So
What's the
So
exchange rate?
after
none of you have platinum. Platinum is still good here.
I finish my meal, which I only take like a couple more bites of, and then I take a drink of my water and I set the cup down and I look over at um Caladim and Jasmine and be like, if you excuse me, I'm very tired. I'm going to go to bed early tonight.
Understandable. We have a lot to do in the next couple of days. If there's anything you need, just let us know.
I will do. And as I walk away from the table, you noticed like if anybody's paying attention, which it would be very obvious, I barely touched my meal, which is not something I normally do as I head up to my room.
King Louis probably just puts his hand on your plate and just slowly moves it over.
He probably would.
Yeah, I don't want this to go to waste.
But like the rest of the crew would know that like I always finish my meals.
I kind of noticed out of the corner of my eye because I'm somewhat near you, but not like close, but within eyesight enough that I would notice it.
Caladim looks at Jasmine and he tells her, you can easily hear it, tells her because she knows the city better, to inquire for the list, and he pulls out the list and hands it to her, and she gets up and leaves.
I'm gonna scoot over to Caladim. Or no, he doesn't know this city very well, right?
He knows enough to get around slightly. She's been to the city a lot more than he has.
He's gonna be like, I'm debating whether to ask him or the bartender. Yeah, why not? He scoots over to Caladim. He's like, I'm gonna punch anything in a while. It's a pretty big city. Or anywhere you're gonna fight people, like in a ring. Maybe make more money for us to go on this trip.
There is some sparring places, but it is you are padded and everyone has, so no one gets hurt, because we wouldn't want to hurt anyone.
You don't know, like betting parlor, anything like that?
Oh, this would
Bare knuckle bucket,
no,
bare knuckle
not that I
boxing.
know of. Many of these things were outlawed thousands of years ago. We do not.
Remember, they live in harmony.
This is a completely harmonious world, and betting is one of those things that is not harmonious anymore.
Yeah, it's just a gentleman.
And
Come on.
he looks at you and says, I've seen these places when I've traveled throughout the universe. I've never understood why people beat each other up for sport.
Because it's fun to watch.
The test of your skill. You've never sat down with another person and played chess to see who was smarter.
I mean,
Some kind of a test of your wits.
playing a game versus causing
all it is.
harm to
Physical
another
violence.
creature. This is unheard of. On purpose?
Well, it's just to see who's better. It's not to the death most of the time. It's just a test
mean,
of skill.
Most of the time.
When after the fight, someone can come over and put their hand on me, and I'm feeling better and suddenly heal. What's a few bruises and cuts just to see who's better?
Yes, but this is violence.
Eladim, the universe holds a variety of worlds, many different cultures.
I understand this, but I've
just
never
sport.
understood these other places. Violence is most unheard of here.
Well, violence by itself is not a good thing, but this is not violence. It's just contest, sport, competition.
Competition, yes, is good, but doing harm to other people for this sport is barbaric.
Not in there. Not against her. If you were to force them to do it against their will, but if I want to, me and another person.
There are ways you can do it without hurting anyone. Why would I do not understand? Welcome, Queen Bee.
I'm gonna just lean over and go.
Thank you for
Yeah,
releasing me.
you don't like to hurt people. I understand.
Thank you,
Explain
Bean.
what
Bean just subscribed for 2 months. Thanks,
what
Bean.
the spell fireball does. Does that hurt people?
I mean,
Lightning bolt?
we do this in secluded areas where it does not harm anyone, just so we
You
can
ever cast
understand
it on
magic.
somebody? You never cast it on a single person, even in defense.
No. I have never killed anyone.
I didn't say kill anybody. I've been hit with a fireball before. I didn't die.
Are you fireproof also?
It hurt.
But I have
heal.
never hurt anyone on purpose. Why would someone do these things?
I'm with you.
Ask the question when we come back from hell.
That's why we need to bring balance to everything.
I was curious.
But you.
Why is it that you worship Hoar?
Good in, good back. Everything in balance. We on this world have seen the evils outside, and it is very. We have our dragons have realized that this is not where we should be. We should be the other half of the coin. There is evil out, we are the good. We are balanced. And this is why many of us worship Hoar.
Well, actually, if you're good, you're not balanced. You're counterbalance.
But the universe is on balance.
Oh, okay. You help balance that, yeah.
Because if we were like the rest of the universe, we would all be cutthroat brutes like the rest of the world.
Been on a lot of planets. Some of them had violence, but a majority of them didn't. You know.
I've
Like,
seen
that's all.
slavery in your worlds.
Yeah, slavery exists in quite a lot of worlds.
This does not exist here.
It's not justified just because it's done somewhere else.
This is why we do not practice any of those things here. The dragons thousands of years ago have deemed all of these things bad, and it's never happened. We just do not have it here.
So they tell you exactly what you can and cannot do.
I mean,
Hmm.
within reason. I mean, they don't tell us we can't, but if we do, we are no longer allowed here.
Where do you go if you don't follow the...
Into the sea? The astral sea?
Do we gotta find somewhere to spar again there, Louis?
And that's across the whole of the world?
I mean, on very rare occasions, someone kills someone. It is highly frowned upon by everyone. So you're getting that they have literally bred that the dragons have it because it's been thousands of years. Violence has kind of been bred out of them, and they don't even understand it for most of the reasons. They don't get it.
Okay.
Homeschool kids.
I see no flaw in their logic.
I mean, I don't either. It's great.
No, they don't kill
but-
those who do not comply with the dragon overlords. They are just banished, not to return.
Although I thought the god he worships is, eye for an eye. So
It is eye for an eye, but it's also is balance. He's because they are picking and choosing, kind of like most religions.
Yeah.
So the liars. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's just like that's just like that's like saying you can only have light. You can't have light without dark. You need both. You can't.
But religious zealots, it's
Yeah.
not looking at both sides of the coin at any one time.
I'm mildly tempted to just punch him in the face and be like, okay, now what are you gonna do?
I am not dropping a mortality lesson on you. No. I am just telling you what's happening in this universe.
Although that would be hilarious.
I want my ignorance. As do most
Hey,
religious zealots. I mean,
sometimes you just have to let people live in their ignorance.
as an ignorant bunny runs across the tables into and across and just kind of snacking on everybody's carrots as they run by.
And I shack it in the face.
Yeah.
So he looks kind of befuzzled, and he's like, if you would like to practice your art of martial arts, there is a martial arts place I know that's right around the corner because I've stayed here before, but I'm not sure if you are going to be interested.
You can find out. I'm gonna head over there and see what they got.
Okay, it is out the door. Two go to your left. Two, I think it's two, maybe three. Doors down. Buildings down.
Okay. Louis gonna thank him and then head on out, take his little platinum piece and look around, because from all his travel around the Astral Sea, he's almost certain that Kaladim is a homeschool kid, and there is underground boxing somewhere in the city. Can't have this many people in a big city like that. It's not gonna appear.
Look at
as
Louis
you-
and be like, don't hurt nobody.
As you leave and
Oh,
you you head down, you find what looks to be a small shrine-ish temple. Um, and there is a Zen garden, and you see one of the monks walking through the garden as you walk into the area.
I'll head over to the monk and ask him if he just where everybody trains at. Where's everybody else at? Or
Oh, they are all in the see the building right there, and he points to a small building in the center of the. They are all in meditation at the moment. You can go in there.
okay, I'll head over to that building to see how
You
many there
as
even
you
are.
walk into the you notice that everyone is so you see a bunch of students, what you would probably consider students. They are all meditating. It is a whole room full of meditating people.
Perfect. Go
All right.
beat him up.
And
Uh,
there's one that's kind of looks like he's leading the meditation.
okay. I'll sit down and kind of meditate along with them just to see how long, or wait it out. Can't meditate all night.
As you begin meditating, we'll go back to everybody else. Zerai is asleep. Is back
Oh, she's in her room.
in her room. Is Zerai doing anything?
She is just kind of she's going to take off her robes and hang them up on like one of the coat hangers. She's gonna unwrap her arm because she normally has wrappings around her arms, but she's gonna unwrap her right arm, and she's just gonna look down on the tattoo or the branding the tattoo branding on her right arm,
Okay.
and she's just going to start softly sobbing.
All right. Um, Elodia, what are you doing after Louis leaves?
I'm gonna eat some pastries.
Okay. You order a couple pastries and they come to the table. They are quite delicious and full of yummy goodness. Is that all you're doing?
And maybe a few drinks.
Okay, and a couple more drinks. All right. How many drinks are you downing?
Somebody's getting
Downing.
wasted.
Yeah, all this alcohol. Explain to me again how everybody stays nice and not violent.
It's, they don't have to be violent when they're drinking.
Uh-huh.
They've all been trained in the ancient art of nice drunkery.
What about you, Victor?
I'm gonna head up to my room, but stop and knock on the captain's door, and kind of say, "You gonna be okay, Captain?"
Oh, we can't hear you, Jade.
No,
Oh,
I'm gonna get up from because I was sitting on my bed. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna walk to the door and open it slightly.
Do I need
Don't
to do a
you will in a second.
constitution? Okay.
and I'm gonna look at Victor, and you can see just you can just it's the you can see the emotion on my face, right? You can see the hurt and the turmoil that my mind is playing on me. Like you can see that there's been tears kind of streaking down my cheeks. And I look up at him and I say, I don't know.
Did you want to talk about anything, or did you kind of want some time to yourself?
I don't want to go back to this place. I understand we have to. I don't want to go back. I don't want to run into her. I don't want anything to do with this place. In all honesty, I'm scared.
Well, maybe if what you know is out, we can avoid her somehow, or at least only have slight interaction.
The thing I am worried about is she has spies everywhere.
Well,
And
we
they
got
could,
your back.
and what, we don't know what time frame we're going to be in when we get there. We don't know if it's going to be our present time or this place's present time.
I guess
And
we can only
I
wait till we get there. But just so you know, we all got your back.
thanks. And she lets out like a deep exasperated sigh as a lizard crawls down your chest.
Yeah.
um
And then I hold Liz up back. Did you want company? She's a real great listener. Hold
no,
on,
I
actually,
would
she's a great listener.
she's adorable. um I look back at Victor and I just want to get these next couple of days done and hopefully get this book and get in, get out, and not have to have any sort of confrontation. Because honestly, I don't think we're strong enough to survive if she decides to show herself.
I'm gonna kind of open the door a little more and give the captain a hug and be like, well, hopefully we can get in and get out. But and I'm gonna kind of head to my room and be like, if you need to talk again, I'm right down the hall.
I appreciate it. Have a good night, Victor.
Dana,
Night, Captain.
what are you
And I
doing?
close the door.
I'm going to, after eating a bit and all that, I think I'm gonna go back to where I'm staying and pore over the book again.
Okay, continue studying.
Probably like focusing on that last 75 years section
Okay.
and seeing if I can break anything out of there.
Okay. This is a pretty thick book. It's like, almost 1,000 pages long. It's a big, thick book. Um, and you will have if you do history checks on anything to do with the last 75 years. Actually, for the last 1,000 years for history stuff. So originally it was you don't get disadvantage. Now you're just lowering your DC every time you study stuff. So you'll have more of a chance of knowing something because you're studying.
Okay.
Elodia, because you are drinking, go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw for me.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Sorry, my internet went stupid for a second again.
I see that.
oh no!
Oh,
And I don't
Oh
think
no.
I don't think anybody's around you from the
No,
Are you a violent
Dana is.
Oh, okay.
No, I did not.
Oh,
I
that's right.
specifically didn't want to be seen with the book, so I would have left.
That's true. So as you are Elodia, you are by yourself. You went to take a drink, and that's the last thing you remember.
Because I'm thinking with that low of a constitution save, I would like finish my drink, stand up, take one step forward, and collapse to the floor.
And that is all you remember. Well, you don't remember the whole standing up part. You blacked out after the last drink. That's
Yeah.
all you remember is the last drink, and you don't remember anything after that.
Yeah.
You
That's
literally
one of my-
blacked out.
That's one of my favorite side missions in Skyrim is the drunken knight. Now, which god did you get to have a drunken night with that gets you into all kinds of trouble?
So back to you, Louis. So several hours go by, and everyone is still meditating. Finally, the what looks to be the leader of the group, he stands up. He says, "Okay, our session is now over. Thank you for coming, everyone. We will do another sparring session tomorrow evening." Everyone gets up, they all bow, and they all leave.
Kind of like looks around. When did you guys have one? Another? When did the sparring happen?
You are new to the group.
Yes, I'm here for a few days.
Did you enjoy our sparring session?
When was there sparring? We didn't.
The whole time, could you not feel the room, the intensity?
No. I didn't feel any intensity from the students.
It was intense. Maybe try again tomorrow.
You know, when you do the actual sparring, not just meditation.
Oh, we are the way of peace,
Mm-hmm.
and we no physical contact. We fight in our minds. And you have a friend in front of you. Lodi is being smothered.
Wait, what?
I said you're
Smothered by what?
by a very large dog on your lap.
Yes.
She's really not that big.
She's not that big, but she's a dog. She's a big dog on your lap, completely covering you up, smothering you.
It's just Elsa. She just wants attention.
No, she wants to go OUT.
Yeah. Like,
Oh,
uh,
yeah,
uh,
yeah.
Like, yeah, the training the mind is great, but to find true peace, you have to train your body too.
He's like, that's why we exercise?
Yeah, but how do you know? You supposed to? Who's the leader of your temple? I feel like I need to have a talk with them.
I am the leader of this temple. You are you may have lost your way, child.
I feel like we need to have a discussion about the way of the open fist.
What is this way of open fist? I do not know this way.
Oh no.
Louis over there trying to corrupt the temple.
As you continue on with this conversation, the evening continues, and we are going to have to end the session there because it is 8 o'clock. And that's where we're going to
Yay.
end. In our next session, we'll probably get to go to the Hells. Oh boy!
Oh, yay.
Yay.
I'm excited. Are you guys excited?
Me as a person,
course.
I'm excited.
You as the character are
Because-
not excited.
And me as a character, like Zerai is fucking terrified right now. She is fucking terrified right now.
So, yeah, well, wait till you get to the hills. You'll all maybe a little terrified.
I am really hoping. I
Maybe.
am really hoping. And I know this is going to be a tall ask or a tall wish, meaning it's very likely to not come true, but I'm really hoping we don't run into fucking Fiona.
Oh, well, I guess we'll
I-
have to
I
see what
hope-
happens.
Yeah.
I don't want to either. That's a demon lord of hell. Pretty sure they're
Yeah.
like 27, level 27 plus or something.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, we
they're a
can-
little bit higher level. I mean, this is
a
3,000
little
years
bit.
ago. She might not have been that high 3,000 years ago.
Yeah, but like I said, we don't know what time frame we're going to arrive in either. We don't know if we're going to arrive in the hells 3,000 years ago or if we're going to arrive in current day hells.
Yeah, this is true.
Quite
But I'm
possible,
excited to find out. I already know what's
I'm
gonna happen. I
excited
already
too.
know where you are, but I guess they are going to find out.
Yeah, we're going to find out. We're going to fuck around and find out.
You always
Yeah.
do, as you know. As Dana knows that she's the one that usually fucks around and finds out for the whole group.
I mean, Dana's the reason that we are here.
Yep.
And
That's
I'm
what-
just along
Put
for
me
the
in front of a
ride.
portal, and I'm going through it.
And
So-
remember, I voted against going into the Black Abyss.
you
I
you
mean,
It's
did,
true.
So,
I followed right after Dana.
but you wouldn't have gotten to meet Ledem.
If you guys didn't follow me, I straight up would have just rolled a new character.
Oh,
So,
also, I don't know if you guys noticed on
you
your
also
character
all
sheets.
followed me.
I don't know if you noticed on your character sheets, but you have a new feat for
I did.
everybody but one.
Yeah, I noticed.
you know, say I have 4 feet.
Yeah. Oh. But
Well,
no,
I noticed
I
the spell in my spell list.
I did add it to everybody's characters except for one because he doesn't have access to his right now, so it doesn't trigger. So I haven't added. I've created it. I just have not added it to his character yet. It is hidden away from you.
So
all,
we
you
can
can't
use
even
the
find it.
mark as a bonus action.
as a bonus action.
Okay, because like the normal spell for cure wounds is an
Correct.
action.
It is.
Okay,
It is an action. However, you can use that once per long rest as a bonus action.
gotcha. That will actually probably come in handy.
All runes,
So does
if
that
I give
count?
you, if for some reason Ledem were to give you another rune, all things are bonus actions.
Oh.
Because they are literally
would
just
that-
tracing a rune.
Would that be considered casting a leveled spell?
It is
No.
not considered casting a spell because it is triggering a rune that is already the spell is already imbued, and it just comes back once per day.
So you could cast like a level 2 spell and then turn around and use the rune.
Correct.
Just wait until next level. It'll be haste sanctuary all day, baby.
Exciting stuff. Anyway, we love you all. Thank you guys for showing up and joining us in our little tiny insane adventure that these guys are going on, and a little bit of the warped shit that's going on in their world. I hope you guys love the adventure. We love the adventure. But thanks for joining us. I love my players. They are amazing. You guys have been awesome. And I'm excited to see where you all take this adventure. But if you don't know, you can catch me Tuesday nights I paint on this channel. And then Wednesday nights I play this. And every so often on Saturday nights, about once a month, I have Reemergence. So it's just my show. It doesn't come on very often because I have to get people from literally all around the world to come and join me for that show. I have a person in Australia, a couple on the East Coast. The last 2 sessions, I've had somebody in Europe. So literally from all around the world. So it's hard to schedule those. They're not on a time schedule. It's whenever I can get all of them together in the same place. So they don't always happen. But supposedly, hopefully, on the 2nd is our next episode of Reemergence for episode 11. and
I'm
they
looking
are
forward to that.
they are in the Astral Sea, at the Rock of Brawl, where they all left from a couple sessions ago. And their actions are dealing what they did in that episode in this show is being shown in the other show. So go check out both of those, and if you want to know, there's also going to be a small short that I will be putting out. It'll be about an hour-ish long. I'm excited for that. It is just going to be me and my lovely Katya. She plays Saf on Reemergence, and she is going to be doing Saf because she left the rest of the party. So I'm excited to bring that out soon. So those of you who stream, there are a couple of you. If you'd like to give yourselves a shout out really quick, please do so. Jade?
So I'm Jade. I'm Transgirl Jade on Twitch. I'm currently streaming right now. After we wrap up here, I'm going to be switching over to gaming. I haven't decided what I want to play on stream yet, but I will be swapping over to that. So stick around and come hang out if you want to. Everybody's always welcome to come chill and chat and make fun of me while I play games poorly.
She does. She plays them poorly, and we make fun of her.
It's okay.
Jess?
I laugh at myself too.
Just Yo Mama RRT. What's up, bitches? I'm actually going to stream after I take the Doggo OUT, because I was going to stream Observation Duty 7 yesterday, but my stomach was just really, really bad. So, I ended up postponing it for today.
Anybody else?
And celebrating the new release, by the way.
Yay!
I plan on streaming once I'm moved, but that's still a couple of weeks away.
Okay. Well, we look forward to that.
I'm hoping to get my microphone issue resolved this weekend so I can restart streaming. Hopefully to be doing Pathfinder as the first re-streaming.
Okay. Well, that'll be fun. And we're hoping to get a couple people together to do Baldur's Gate 3 streams.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that. So hopefully we'll be able to do some streaming for Baldur's Gate 3 with a whole party, which will be silliness. So we'll see which way we go. I'm doing a complete evil playthrough right now, and we are literally killing everyone and everything we come in contact with. So literally everyone. We've wiped out everybody. So
good job.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'd wonder with the evil versions, it's like, but with D&D, it's like, are you evil where you're going to work with them? Are you evil where you're going to try to take over? Are you going to evil where you murder everybody?
We're the ultimate of murder hobos. Evil to the point we are psychopathic fucking killers.
Didn't you have like some people leave your party?
Oh no, we've already had it. We've had most everybody. We only have Shadowheart left. We have Asterion left. And
wait, Asterion left?
No, Asterian's still in the party.
Oh, he's still in the party. Okay.
So the only ones we have left that have not left the party. The only ones we have left are Asterion, Gale, because we keep conning him to stay because he's going to save the world. He's wanted to leave, and we've talked him into staying. We have
just Gale reluctantly being there while he's just with a bunch of murder hobos.
Shadowheart, because she technically worshipped as an evil goddess. So she's okay with most of everything we're doing. And Lizelle was with us, but she ended up being the bad guy that you usually get somebody kidnapped and taken by twat. I don't want to call her anything else because she's a super bitch. But she's the one got taken, and she's like, well, I'm gonna kill Lizelle, and we're like, okay, kill her. What do you want us to do about it? You think that's a leverage? We were gonna kill her at some point anyway.
I mean, I did have Shadowheart kill her during one of my playthroughs.
But we were gonna kill her anyway because we don't want that whole storyline to happen. So we were gonna probably end up killing her anyway. Yeah. Oops. So so we're like, we don't care if she gets killed. So
Good.
but it's a lot of fun. But anyway,
I forgot to mention something.
oh yes.
With observation duty games, backseat gaming is encouraged.
Okay.
Encouraged.
So I haven't played it yet, so I don't know anything about it. I've just been playing Star Wars lately, so that's been my game. Anyway, with that, we are going to bid you all farewell and have a great evening. Until next week on Wednesday night, we will be here at 5:00. So until then, have a great evening, everybody. Bye.
Bye, everybody else.
Let me get us out of here. I actually have to find that screen. Give me a minute. I'm looking for it. Oh, there it is. Bye.
Bye.